In today's episode, we will talk about this game we call Life on Earth. Hi, and welcome to Dare to be Conscious, the show that gets you to change anything with ease. I'm Ruby Pichel, and I'm your host. In today's episode, we will discuss what it is we are actually doing on Earth, why I call it a game, and if it's true we need to take life so seriously if it's just a game. I will discuss the ins and outs of the game we call Life on Earth and offer listeners a special surprise at the end. Be sure to listen all the way through for the details. I would be so happy if at the end of this episode, you will walk away knowing you are here for a reason. You don't have to find your gift. You are the gift. And life does not have to be hard. Now, what are we actually doing on Earth? I am sure if you're listening to this podcast, you've asked yourself that question before. My response would be, we are here to contribute to the evolution of human consciousness on Earth. And of course, this is just my point of view, and it doesn't have to be yours. In my world, this opens up an awareness where I would like to ask so many more questions, like, what is the evolution of human consciousness? And what does that contribution look like? What I've become aware of in the past few years is that the evolution of human consciousness is, simply said, shifting the Earth from low frequency to high frequency. Or using other terms, shifting from darkness to light. Everybody recognizes the sensations when you are afraid or feel sad or when you feel jealous. These are emotions that keep us in a low frequency. Other moments you may feel like you are happy, joyful, you feel light, empowered perhaps. These are states of being in a high frequency. I would argue that we are here to learn, that these emotions don't define us. First of all, thanks to Access Consciousness, I have learned that 99% of all the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that we experience do not even belong to us. It's what we've picked up from other people around us. When people experience an emotion, they have the tendency to figure out where it comes from and why they feel that way. But if it's not yours, that's none of your business. If it's not yours, you do not have the authority to change it. All you can do is return it to sender and just flow it back into the universe, back to where it came from. And then whatever is left, you still don't have to figure out where it comes from. You get to observe the emotions, and they don't have to influence your state of being. Now back to the topic. To contribute to the evolution of human consciousness. If we can assume for now that there is such a thing as an evolution of human consciousness, how are we going to contribute to that? And how serious should we take that role? If the earth was created for God's pleasure, and we are here to serve what pleases Him, this game would not be so hard to play. But then there's this concept of free will, the most honored concept in the universe. So if we're not willing to serve what pleases God, Source, or the universe, we don't have to. We can be, do, have, or create whatever we choose. The universe has no point of view. It's part of the game we call Life on Earth. Now, if we don't choose to please God, who do we please? We don't have to mention God, because there are so many points of view attached to that word alone. And all of the decisions, conclusions, and judgments we have about religion, the church, or the book don't make it easier to have a constructive conversation. However, If we desire to have a true conversation about what's going on in the world, we have to be willing to look at everything, observe everything, with no judgment. This brings me to the point of how serious should we take life on Earth? There's so much going on right now, and people are struggling. Shouldn't we take that seriously? Is the world on its way to destruction? And should we as humans do everything to prevent that from happening? Or is it supposed to get so intense? What if the Earth was in a state of low frequency, and the goal is to move it up in frequency? And the way to move up in frequency is through human consciousness. That means you have to remember who you are and what you came here for. The effect of low frequency is we don't remember who and what we are, because what we truly are is light, and light is high frequency. So we only remember who we are and what we came to do when we are in high frequency. And how do you even get there when in low frequency, you don't even remember you have a job to get to high frequency? Well, that part is easy. Those that do remember and are in high frequency will be the ones with the magnetic pull to draw you to high frequency. They will not pull you all the way up, but they will get you in a state where you are starting to remember there is more than what you are currently experiencing. And this is where most people start seeking. If there is anything I would love for you to take away from this episode, is that seeking doesn't mean you have to search for things. Please hear this and remember day by day, ask questions instead of looking for the answer. Albert Einstein once said, "If I have an issue to solve and 1 hour to do it, I would spend 55 minutes to find the right question, because when I find the right question, the answer will come to me." Asking questions will create awareness, and awareness is our greatest good. It's the gift all of us got from our Creator, and all through life we cut off from our awareness. They teach us to think, behave, and live by patterns. As babies and small children, we know, and the world pretends we still have to learn everything. But until the age of 7, we are high frequency, and we still remember where we came from. But after that, we forget. We mimic our parents and the world around us, and we start living by the patterns and behavior we are being taught in school and society. Good luck finding your way back. Fortunately, there is more than luck available. As all of this is part of the game, God has a plan. There's support available from the unseen world, a world that is available to all of us. If we are only willing to receive the information, and of course many of us aren't, there's that free will again. Why make things easy when you can make it difficult? Let's say you are actually playing a video game, and that game cost you $80 or 80 euros. The game has 2 levels. The first level is where you have to find the key to get to the second level. That key can be found in plain sight, halfway through the very easy first level, where there are no opponents. You've reached level 2. The second level is a bit more difficult. There you will have to search for the key, and it's hidden under a rock. The only rock you will find in that field. You have finished level 2. You won. Game is over. Now, how much fun was that? And was it worth the money you spent on it? Of course not. No one would spend money on a game like that. You like a challenge. You like it to last longer, more levels, make it a bit more difficult by adding opponents you have overcome. It makes us enjoy a game a bit more. What if you could see life more like that video game? What if everything that is showing up for you to overcome and choose to equip yourself so you will be able to handle everything life has to offer? There is no manual for life, but if one existed, it would look something like this podcast. The thing that I want you to remember from this episode is to enjoy life. We did not come here to struggle or fight. We can make this easy, or we can make this very hard. The choice really is yours. And we take life so seriously because, and I can hear you think, Ruby, you don't know my life. Many, many terrible things have happened. Yes, I know. And I've been there too. And if you would open yourself up to the possibility that there is a gift underneath all of that, things might shift and change. Don't try to look for the gift. You are the gift. The gift is inside of you. In the next episode, we'll talk more about the change in the world and why so many people fear change. I will share some insights on where that fear comes from and talk about some tools to overcome fear. If you want to be reminded when there's a new episode, subscribe to my podcast and connect with me on social media. I will add some links to the show notes. If you have a question about this episode or future episodes, connect with me through the links in the show notes and send me your question. Thank you so much.